Hello guys, welcome to Chat Jamaican. I am your lady Tania. Guys, I want you to share this video and also I want you to like this video. And if you're new here, if this is the first time you're watching my channel, please remember to subscribe to the channel and share the video so that others can enjoy. Chat Jamaican with Tania.
People from all over the world.
Chat Jamaican with Tania. Alright guys, we have some great topics that we're going to discuss, and what we want to talk about is how do you know that you're broke in Jamaica? How do you know that you're at the extreme? You know, you can't manage, things are bad. How do you know when a Jamaican is really broke? We're going to look at the top 5 reasons for you to know when a Jamaican is really broke. Guys, sometimes we make poor decisions. Sometimes we make poor decisions when we are spending our money. We come up with medical expenses because sickness can knock at our door at any time. You know, sometimes it's difficult to send your children to school even when you have no job. You're not working, you're jobless, you're overspending, you're living beyond your means. The help that normally support you from overseas, the help is no more. Your boyfriend left, your marriage breakup. There are so many things that can trigger you to being broke. Alright, so I'm going to look at the top 5, and if you're experiencing any of these right now in Jamaica, you are broke. Alright, so I'm going to move on to number 1. Number 1, you have no taxi fare, or you cannot find gas money to put some gas into your car. If you're experiencing that right now in Jamaica, you are broke, right? So you're in a position where you're struggling to go to work. You're unable to come up with the taxi money to go and just take care of some personal business. You're sick, your husband, your wife, your child is sick, and you're finding it very difficult to charter or to pay a taxi to get you to the destination where you want to go. Alright, so if you're struggling right now, unable to come up with the gas money just to put some gas into your car, or just to pay $100 or 120 Jamaican dollars, you are broke. Number 2, if you find yourself into a position where you have no friends to call on and you're struggling, you are broke. You have no one to share the struggles that you're going through. You just have to pray. You have to rely on God. At that time, you find God. God becomes your best friend because of the struggles that you're going through. You have no one to call. You call the everyone. Let me tell you, your friends, your so-called friends too, they will pick up on it when you're broke, and they will distance themselves away from you. They will just move away. And when you begin to rise again, that is when they're going to reach out to you. So if you're in a position where those who used to be your friends and they're not there anymore and you're struggling, you are broke. Most of the time, someone who is broke has no friends. The friends disappear, and when the money comes, the friendship will return. Number 3, we're looking at the third one. Number 3, when you are broke, is that no one will lend you money. So if you have exhausted all your options, and you're in Jamaica right now, and you have nobody to lend you some money, everybody you call Mary, all of who you used to lend money, none of them are responding to you, are trying to help you. So if you're in that position where you have nobody to get a little help, to borrow some money to pay the taxi fare, you have nobody to call on, to talk to buy the little food that you need, you have no money to borrow to pay the mortgage, to pay the medical expenses, you have no money to borrow to pay your rent, to pay the bills. If you have no one to lend you money right now, you are broke, right? In cases like these, sometimes you just have to humble it out. If you don't have any food, you have to stay hungry. Just humble it out. Things might change within 3 days. You can boil a little hot water on the fire and throw a little sugar. You have to have little sugar in your house. Little sugar must be present into your house. And you make a little sugar and water. With us Jamaicans, we're lucky to have outside things on our tree. We might have a breadfruit, we might have a piece of yam, and we might have some lime where we can make the little sugar and water, and we can survive on that food until some money come in handy. All right? Now, we're going to move on to number 4. How is it that you know how do you know that you're broke right now in Jamaica? You're broke. You have no money. How do you know? Number 4 is that you cannot pay any of your bills. You cannot pay any of your bills. Your light bill cut, your water bill is exhausted and they're about to come and cut it. Your phone bill, your internet cut. A lot of us here in Jamaica, we use phone card. You can't even afford a phone card. Sometimes you call a family member. You can send a phone card for me, please. God bless the heart of the person who sent the phone card. And if you get that phone card, you have to thank God that you got that phone card, right? But it's not everyone can afford a phone card, right? And sometimes as I put on the $100 on the phone, it just cut right off. And you borrow money. Remember, you had exhausted all your options before and you borrowed some money from someone and you're unable to pay back that money. You are broke. You're unable to pay back that money. So once you're not able to pay your bills and you're not able to come up with the money to keep your life alive, the light is important, the water is important, it's difficult, all right? And we're going to go to number 5. Right? And this is the number 5 reason how you know that you are broke right now if you're in Jamaica and sitting down. Number 5 is that you have children and you cannot find the lunch money to send them to school. If right now you're sitting down watching this and you have children and you're struggling to come up with the lunch money to send them to school, you are broke. So in cases like this, it's either you're going to send your child to school and depend on the teacher, to give some free lunch until you're able to make some payment. That will work because we know the teachers out there, they support the children. Or in most of the cases, depending on how far you are away from the school, you will stop the child from school probably for 3 days, probably for a week, maybe for a day or 2 if something came up during contemplating on what you're going to do. You get the chance to sell a little piece of yam and that money came in. Or a family member overseas just calls suddenly and said, "Hi Mark, how are you?" And you just explained the situation, and she just he or she just said, "I will send you something tomorrow, man." And that money was able to send the child to school. But if you're in the position where you have your children and you cannot come up with the lunch money to go to school, you are broke. All right? Now, what it is that you're going to do in order to help you to get out of this situation, because we have spoken about all of them. You have no taxi fare, you cannot find gas to go into your car, that's one. Number two, you have no friends, you have nobody to depend on. Number three, no one will lend you money. You have exhausted all your options, there's no one to borrow money from. You cannot pay your bills and you don't want to remain in the darkness, and you have children and you cannot find the lunch money to go to school. All right, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to cut some of your expenses. You're going to look at what you're spending money on, and you're going to say, is it necessary? If it is not necessary, cut that money and save it, put it somewhere else for it to benefit one of those areas. All right, work on getting a job. A job is critical. It doesn't matter where it is you're living in Jamaica. Work on getting a job. If you are in the rural area, walk to the houses, see if anybody needs somebody to wash for them. If you're in an area where you have access to taxis, walk and go to different areas, send out your resumes, everything. Once you work on getting a job, that will solve most of your problems. All right? Stop overspending. Stop spending money on things that are not beneficial to you. You don't want to go all the way over your budget because it will destroy you. At the end of the day, remember, if you become broke, you have nobody to depend on. All right? And the last thing that I'm going to say to you, I want you to pray and seek God for some form of intervention while you do all of that. All right, guys, I want to thank you for tuning into my channel. Please continue to support the channel. I do hope that this video was helpful to you. And if you know of any other situations right now, leave them in the comment section. Share your views on the videos. And right now I want to say thank you for watching Chat Jamaican. Little more. Bye.
Chat Jamaican with Tania. People from all over the world.